Okay, this next presentation is called Measuring Angles. It's on page 192. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is I want to show you, I'm going to use this fraction inset, which is 1/4, and I'm going to use that as a measuring angle right here. And I'll show you in a minute why it's called a measuring angle. Okay, but first I want to show you this. So we have a circle here, and in its metal inset. So you remember we said last time that we use circles to measure angles, the size of angles. We break up the circle into degrees, and 1 degree represents the distance that a particular star moves across the sky in one day, right, from one night to the next, and that it takes 360 days for the star to go all the way around. So we break the circle up into 360 degrees. Okay. So I showed you also last time the protractor. This is a Montessori protractor. That's what it's called. And you can see that our circle fits right in there. Okay. So I'm going to take my measuring angle and I'm going to place it right there. All right. And then I'm going to take another measuring angle and I'm going to place it right there. All right, so you see that 2 measuring angles gives us half the circle, right? We go from the 0 all the way to 180. So let's back up 1 second. So right here, 1 measuring angle takes us from the star being directly above the head of the Sumerian all the way to 90 degrees, which is just when it starts to disappear below the horizon. All right, so now if we take another measuring angle, the star continues to be below the horizon. Let's take another measuring angle. And this takes us to 270 degrees, which is when the star just starts to reappear on the other side of the horizon. And a 4th measuring angle gets us all the way back to 360 degrees, or 0. Note that this is both 0 and 360 degrees, even though it only shows 360 degrees. All right, so after 10 days, the star is at 10 degrees. After 20 days, the star is at 20 degrees, 40 degrees, 60 degrees. Okay, so we're really measuring the size of the angles. So let me take these out. I'm just going to, for now, have 1 in there. So if I use the measuring angle, I can see that the size of this angle, right, the size of this angle is 90 degrees, right, 90 degrees. Okay, we're going to learn to measure different angles in the next presentation. For now, I just want to point out, and of course, why does it take 4 measuring angles to get all the way around? Well, because 4 times 90 is equal to 360 degrees. All right. Now I want to show you just a couple things about our protractor. I want to label 2 of its parts because this will become important later. So the first part is the vertex. The vertex is actually the center of the circle. The center of the circle is called the vertex. Okay? And this line here represents the side. It's called the side of the protractor. And you're going to understand later why it is that this is called the vertex and why that's called the side. We're going to introduce this more formally later, but I wanted to just point it out to you right now. Okay. That is it for this presentation.